Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker.
Patrick Seda.
And I'm Luke Young. This week we have on the very funny and talented Luke Capasso. Everybody give it the fuck up. Oh, he clapped for himself. What a douche. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. What's up, dude?
For you guys.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
We just watched a fuckload of your smoking crack and a Caravan with comics videos, and those are fucking hilarious. Died at several of them. Are you still doing that show?
I don't have a Caravan anymore, so sold it.
That's exactly what the fuck I said.
Yeah.
Because he had asked that when we were watching,
Yeah.
and he had said he didn't know, and I said, well, he's going to come in here. Like, well, I was until I sold the old RV.
I know. Well, that's a weak excuse, really. I could do it. Eventually, once I get, I got a house now, so once I set up my basement, I'm gonna do like a little studio down there and do a similar show, just different name, maybe. Just won't be in a Caravan, really.
Is that where you were actually living for a little while? Was that Caravan?
Yeah, about almost 4 years. That was my address. Yeah.
That sounds like a fucking wild lifestyle. Could you just park it anywhere? Those things fucking break down all the time, don't they?
I mean, you got to get your hands in there a lot, especially because mine was a 78. So it was a 87. So yeah, it's gonna have some. You're gonna have to tinker a little bit. But I only had one time in that amount of time that it was actually down for like a month, which sucked. But other than that, it was pretty reliable engines. Yeah.
Fair enough. I know this is a stupid fucking question. I know that, boys. But do you ever actually have anybody smoke crack in there? And I'm asking because I hang out with bridge people that do smoke crack. So for me, it wouldn't be insane to me if you did.
Not on my watch. I wouldn't judge anyone if I was asleep and they were. I mean, they could smoke it in front of me. It's not. I'm not. Yeah, it's a judgment-free Caravan. It was. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I judge my friends that smoke crack. I feel like it's okay to judge anybody that's smoking crack. I mean,
See, that's classist, man.
Yeah.
That's the poor man's cocaine, dude. People like to get high and can't afford it. Oh, okay. All right.
He thinks he's fancy.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
over there, meth is the poor man's cocaine.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, what was your, inspiration in making that show?
What?
Like what kind of
Made you go, I want to make this sketch interview-esque type of show with these comics?
I don't really know. I've always been like a like Monty Python, like kind of surrealist sort of comedy thing, and I'm not no insult to what's happening here, but I always see like a lot of interviews with comics, and I'm like, I don't care what they. Let's make it stupid as fuck.
Yeah,
let's bring it on. And, I was like kind of between two ferns. Like he brings people on, and I think that's less scripted. Maybe I don't know.
It went because when he had first showed me the show, I was like, this gives me very. I thought between two ferns, but then I had said it gave me Eric Andre-esque vibes.
Yeah,
but watching it though. And he had said it as soon as I finished saying it. It's very original.
He asked you a question hoping that you would answer it exactly how he thought that you were going to answer it, so he could go, dude, I was saying that earlier. It was about the Eric Andre show. No,
yeah, I will say. I take that as a compliment.
Just busting your balls, Luke. I'm sorry.
No, or other Luke.
No, other Luke.
I got confused. No, I take that as a compliment. People are like, "Oh, it's like the Eric Andre show or like a Tim and Eric thing." But
yeah,
I started making that before I ever watched the Eric Andre show. So it was like, to me, if I was ripping anything off directly, it'd be Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. If you remember
that show
cartoon.
fucking ruled back in the day.
Yeah, so that was more like, I was kind of like a kind of Monty Python Space Ghost vibe. And people are always like, oh, it's like Tim and Eric or Eric and Andre. It's like, no, they're copying.
I precursored them.
Yeah, we're just copying the same style. It's absurdist comedy is what it is.
Yeah.
You just haven't seen anything else, so that's what you think you're copying.
When I first turned it on for him, he's like, "This seems very you." Like I love absurdist shit. Like favorite authors. My favorite movie of all time is called The Greasy Strangler.
All right.
And it might be the most absurd thing that's ever been. Like, I love the idea of someone making something absolutely nonsensical, but doing it well.
Yeah.
Like, you'll watch the Greasy Strangler, and you won't make it all the way through without thinking, like, people paid real money to have this made.
Yeah.
That's what smoking crack in a Caravan with comics is the entire time. How much of that is scripted? Do you hand them a script, or do you have specific things you want them to do?
Okay, well, I'd say it's 80% scripted, maybe, but then the comic always throws some kind of ad lib on because it's tight space, right? So we just film one side, just do the whole interview, just me and Wendy, and then we'll turn the camera where Dale is, and then a lot of times the comics don't even know their lines. Like I'll send it to them, but you know how comedians are. So I'll basically say their line, and then they repeat it back to me. And then, but sometimes they say things, and I'm like, oh, I like that. And then we'll flip back to me and Wendy, and we'll add some kind of stuff to it. Or
what a testament to what a bunch of lazy fuck ups all comedians are. Like they can't. Even,
I'm amazed
they can't
when
even
some
read it.
come and have their lines memorized. Like it's only in all. I've got like I think 13, 14 episodes. Twice I think that's ever happened.
It's hilarious because you wrote 4 lines for them. The whole thing is you fucking with them. There's no interview. You're gonna edit the piss out of it. If they have something to say, it's fucking. It's just a quick 2 words before you jump to some other dumb shit in the middle of it.
Wendy won't even know. We did it for like 3 years, and Wendy didn't even know the name of the show.
Well,
She said it wrong every time.
with that being said, how did because it was the last one we had watched. How did the whole monologue of Andrew Rudick being a seahorse,
Oh, that's
being
his bit.
married, and
Yeah, that was an old.
That was
Rudy
his bit.
that was all him?
That was a bit, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And well, I mean, a lot of times I'd get ideas for what the interview's going to be. Is I'd be sitting in the audience, whether it be the show or Mike, and I'd see them doing their thing, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is the angle I want to do with the interview." And so that's how I'd like decide whether or not I interview, like, it was whether or not the set was going. And I thought it'd be. Yeah, for him.
So that was a bit he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
And then I get to play around and editing with it. So
Do you do? I was gonna ask you that. Do you do all the editing for that,
Yeah,
like all by
yeah.
yourself?
Yeah.
That what is? I mean, for a 6-minute video, the amount of fucking shots that you have on that thing, and like all the shit that's going on, as far as like
Sound effects,
Yeah,
the
everything.
cuts, the repeated.
I mean, you're talking
like,
what 8 hours, 10 hours worth of work for a 6-minute video, if not longer.
Not long. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Thank you for noticing. It feels good to be validated.
Yeah, dude.
He's
Yeah,
just trying
no.
to pat himself on the back for knowing that.
Yeah, no, good for you. No, good for you. The amount of people that come down, they're like, "Y'all be in town. We should shoot an episode." I was like, "Yeah, Dale and Wendy live at my fucking house. Let me go ahead. I have all my equipment set up in my house already. It's like I don't have to throw everything in the back room. It's not an entire day of setup. Sure, just swing on by." It's like people have no idea, or like I'll do it, and
You've got a 3-shot shoot going on that has to be perfectly framed. They assume because of the nature of it, like
people have no idea what, or they'll be like,
you know how fucking hard it is to make it look like I did no work making this crazy
Absolutely.
thing. This is fucking
Absolutely.
incredibly hard to make it look like I didn't do shit to make this
And
happen.
to explain, or they like the next day, they'll be like, "When's it gonna be out?" I'll be like, "When the fuck it's out, dude? Do you know how long it takes to edit?" Like,
I'm not getting paid for this.
Yeah.
6,000 people watch. I'm gonna make $8 on this video. Fuck
if,
you, dude.
If that, yeah. So yeah, normally I take it and I'll edit it straight first, like it's meant to be. Then I'd go back and fuck it up. Then it becomes like that's where I get to be kind of artistic with it, and it's sort of like kind of freeform jazz. And I got a big sound effects file, and I'm like, what stupid ass. I'll make this guy's eyelids make typewriter sounds. Or something.
What fucking had me on the floor was, and I don't remember which episode it was. There was a cut where,
Hey, watch this.
yeah, you said, "Hey, watch this." You throw a card out the window, and Kennedy gets assassinated. And it cuts
I was
back
pretty
right
proud
back
of
to you. I was
that,
like,
yeah.
"Holy shit, that was amazing."
I also love that the lady, when she was getting bored with your questions or whatever, and she opens up the blinds to the window, and there's just a dude staring at her.
Yeah,
Face.
yeah,
Was
it's
it?
me.
Oh, I didn't even know it was you.
I knew
It
from
was
the eyes. I was like, "That's fucking him."
And then she doesn't acknowledge it really. She just slowly sets the blinds back down.
Yeah.
That show has so many fucking funny parts. I feel like,
So good,
dude,
yeah.
shut this podcast off and just go watch all those. Like,
Yeah, I'm out.
I mean,
Yeah.
turn this back on. Come back to
That
us.
was the episode. Thanks
Yeah.
for
I also
coming.
like
We got a
that he
Patreon
came
to
on,
sell.
and we're
Fucking-
like, oh yeah, we like this thing. Showing this thing you did. And he's like, yeah, I don't do it anymore. We're like, all right, well, we're gonna talk about it for the next half hour.
Talk
It's the
about it anyway.
only thing
That's
we're going to
fine.
talk about.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's going to be a similar one I'm working on. I already did the like title scene for it, but I got to, like I said, I live in this this house that just needs tons of work. So once I get the basement area done, I'm gonna set it up with like a big red curtain so it looks like a late night talk show thing, and call it Casual Dayton, like Dayton the city, and then like it's almost like a shitty Regis and Kelly Lee old daytime kind of talk show. So
Yeah.
that's essentially it's going to be the same show, just in a
Between
different,
you and Wendy.
yeah, Wendy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
She's the best though. She's
And I figure I can do weirder shit with her I got this kind of like pump stool you push, but it just lifts you right up. So it's like for lifting like an engine into a car. So I could just push this button and she lifts up from my head. Like just all kinds of weird shit I can do.
No, they're by Native Americans now.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you're going for it with all your jokes, like on the whole thing. Like you don't pull any punches. Like it makes for like real funny moments. Because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, what if I make this joke and people think that I'm racist? And I'm like, or they think that I'm this, or they think that I'm that. And I'm like, if
then
you're,
the show is not for them.
yeah,
That's really good.
or then you suck at telling jokes and you should quit, because I feel like you can go for it as long as you're funny, because it'll come across who you are naturally in the thing. But the fucking what was it, the Nat Washington one? Is that the dude?
Yeah,
or whatever.
Nate
Washington. Sorry, when
Made
him
I'm gonna start calling him Nat.
when Wendy fucking gets on the ground, she's like, "No, I'm with you. Play the song again." I don't know. Just I'm referencing shit you have to watch. I feel like Lloyd played fucking a million of your videos in a row, and now I just feel sad that we do this dumb podcast, because this is exactly what you said. Like, yeah, fucking an interview show where you just talk to comedians. Boring.
No,
The
I'm just
fucking
busting your dick, man.
no, but the fucking smoking crack at a caravan with comics. It's a brilliant name and idea and shit like that. I hope more fucking people watch that. Go share it to your friends and stuff.
Yeah, like everyone I work with is well aware of it, because it's like, again, like I love weird absurdist shit. So whenever a day is like going too long or being fucking, I'll pull up something ridiculous. And one of the guys I work with, Rami, he's like, every time I think you've shown me the weirdest fucking shit on the internet, you take another swing. And I was playing some of your shit today, like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be on the show tonight, showing one of the other guys I work with, and Rami just walks by and he's just shaking his head like it deeper and deeper, keeps going deeper.
So good.
That's why as soon as you turn it on, I was like, how much more you of a podcast like could you find on the face of the fucking planet than this thing? And he's local. What the fuck? How do you find these people? What do you do?
It was fun. Very few people ever come up and say they've seen it. Like, but for Wendy, everywhere she goes, they're like, "Oh my god, I seen your show, whatever." And then I'll be sitting there like, "What the fuck am I?" What the
you look wildly different. In fucking 3 of the episodes, you look completely different. And then you walked in
beard,
here,
I guess. So, I don't
yeah,
know.
and then you walked in here super tan. I was like, I thought he was as pale as Lloyd for a minute, and then you look very different every time. Wendy is a more
I don't think you
recognizable
didn't pay
face.
much attention to your last name.
I know I could commit more crimes, really. If I'm gonna be...
No, I mean Wendy. Something about her is recognizable. I can't put my finger on
she
it.
is. It's a very distinctive.
It's her hair.
Thing
You can,
about
but you
her.
have to
It's always
bend
had the same hairstyle.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
it is about Wendy that people recognize her.
Yeah, she keeps those blonde locks flowing.
That's right. Yes, and nothing else. Hi, Luke.
Hi.
What's wrong?
Nothing. So, do you do regular sets around here?
I do. Actually, I'm getting back into it more regularly than I had been, but I get up about a few times a week. I try to anyway.
Life get in the way for a little while.
Yeah, life gets in the way all the time, really.
Do you have a giant thing of chaw in your hand?
Roll your own cigarette.
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's just tobaccos. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I guess chaw is tobacco. No, I mean, I enjoy stand-up very much, but I find it to be just one aspect of a well-rounded life, really.
Yeah.
I think, so I do it when I want to do it, then I get bored of it for a while, and I do something else for a while, make videos or whatever else, but again, not trying to diminish any other comedians, but I'm not under this delusion that there's some dude in the back of a club in Indiana somewhere that's going to make you a star.
And now you're in LA or New York.
Yeah,
just
that has never
ripping
happened.
it and
Exactly. So
selling
you just
out
do
theaters in a couple of weeks.
Exactly. You do it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's nice. You make some money doing it. Otherwise, yeah.
How long were you in the military for?
Damn, you guys, look at you guys like Barbara fucking Walters over here with all your research on this. Is a well-researched podcast.
It never.
I was
They
hoping
found
for
out all of
Nardwar.
this
Yeah.
in the time between they got here and you got here.
Oh,
I learned all,
as I was
I
walking
learned all
from
this
the car.
in 1 hour. So
I was in the military for 6 years.
what'd you do?
I was in the Air Force.
Oh, you
I was
couldn't have
That's
went for
the-
the couldn't
is
have went
that
for the
the-
Marines.
Is that the contractual minimum 6 years?
No. For Air Force is 4, Army's 2, 4, and then Air Force is 4, 6. But they offered me a bonus, and I thought $5,000 was a lot of money when I was 19. So I said, yeah.
How fucking stupid is the back and forth between like, oh, you didn't fucking join the Marine or the Army? Isn't there like
No, they're
that back
they're
and forth
right.
all the time?
They're
constantly?
right. We're big pussies, but but still, they're just jealous of it because everyone they go on any Air Force base and our food's better it's like 40%.
Less of his friends are dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're not going to kill ourselves when we get out. They've given us some sort of career training. So like, oh, thank you, sir.
For like after the military?
Yeah.
I have a couple friends that were in the Navy for a while, and they said the worst part about the military, the part that nobody like got them ready for, was that all your friends are together all the time, constantly, and they all came from like different parts of the world, and then you leave the military and you all go back to your little fucking weird hovels all across the country, and then you're like, oh, all my friends live 200 fucking miles away, and they barely want to interact with me on Facebook. Oh, and then somebody just killed himself. Okay, that's cool. Like, did you have a lot of that going on when you were in
kind of, sort of. Also, I mean, yes and no, but part of the thing that I hated about the military was always being you just got stuck with, here's 5 strangers, and like immediately like, this is the only fucking faces you're going to see for however many months. So then you're like, God, yeah. So it's like sometimes you won. A lot of times you did not. So,
who was the biggest piece of shit that you encountered in your time in the Air Force?
That's hard to measure, dude. That is real hard to measure.
He's like you right now for that question.
Yeah, no, I couldn't even begin, dude. I'd have to really dig deep in the brain for that. But yeah, I mean, I see what he's saying, and it affects a lot of people in the military like that because you have this sort of camaraderie, and I think some dudes need that.
Yeah,
for life. Like same things like cops or firemen, they retire and they have no purpose, and but that's people that like have. I'm always amazed by the people that have no hobbies or no passions at all, and they're like, my neighbor just sits on his goddamn porch all day long. He just sits on his porch and watches cars go by. I would blow my brains out after day 3. So if you're like one of those people that's like, you were just sort of given that camaraderie, and then all of a sudden now you have purpose because you're wearing a uniform. And then you immediately stripped of that, and now you're at Kroger's or whatever. Like, it's going to fuck with your head. But I felt like I kept pretty active in other things, so it didn't really.
I see what you're saying. Don't be bitch made.
Every time I see a new post from him, it's like, oh, he's got a new thing. He's building dollhouses.
Yeah, it's my new game.
Like, I realized when I went to the Facebook chat to ask him if he's still coming, I was like, oh, the last like 6 conversations we've had were about like tools or specific things about working on shit.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, hey, hold on, dude. I just redid this tile thing, and this fucking stupid tool I found fucking works awesome. He's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm a gimmick tool guy. I was like, I'm absolutely not either, but I'll check
Wait, you're laying grout and tile in a dollhouse that you're building? Or is there plumbing going on?
No.
What
He
the
actually
fuck?
he does like real construction work.
Oh, okay. You said dollhouses.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to start diving into that.
Yeah, I was like, you're hobby building dollhouses?
I have put some. I do hobby build dollhouses. Yeah, actually, that's next time. That's my other show I do. It's called Small Talk, the Miniature House Show.
Fuck yeah, where's that at?
That's on the YouTube or on my Facebook.
The same page.
Do you do it on
Yeah.
Twitch at all? Like, do you ever do the multicam
Dude, I'm
sets?
too old. I should. But,
You should.
I always
There's-
thought Twitch was like video games.
So did I. But
It can
there's
be
this-
for anything.
There's this rad dude that takes like he plays a lot of
Rad?
Dungeons and Dragons. Rad with a D. He takes these like miniature sets and like builds them up on his Twitch. He's got a good 2-camera setup, just live streams it. I was like, I thought the same shit, like video games, and then you could fucking monetize that in a different way. I don't know. Dumb brain.
No, that's not dumb. But like the part that I know that I have to do in order to get a video like seen right is like I've had some like pitches to like TV agents and stuff like that, but they don't give a shit unless you like you gotta have like so many TikTok followers, YouTube subscribers. Essentially, they roll in and act like they discovered you after you have like 2 million fans on the internet.
This
So
guy
you need
blew
to
up
have
out of nowhere.
Yeah, look
bitch,
who
I've been working for 10
Look
years.
who we discovered. Like, yeah, all right.
And then having seen this from the other side, then being like, no, I've been a fan of this shit this dude's been doing forever, and now you guys are like, oh, look at this guy we found. It's like, no, hold on, wait. There's a bunch of us who were into this way before that.
Yep, yeah.
Hold on, what's Athletic Greens, and why is there a green bar at the bottom of the video now? I don't know. Every single YouTube video.
Yeah, they're a sponsor for my other podcast, so I can't say shit.
I was like, I made it that weird with the fucking throwaway Athletic Greens.
I thought you were doing that on purpose, and I was like, oh yeah, he doesn't listen to my other podcast. No one does.
No.
It's fine.
The only time I was on it, fucking Schubert was like, you suck, die, kill yourself, and then fucking...
Well, I mean, you did randomly yell in the middle of everyone talking the whole time. It's fine.
That's just not what happened.
That's just what you do.
Yeah, all right, fair.
That's what happens on your
sabotaged
podcast.
his other podcast.
Oh, no, I tried to go on and be funny, and Alex was like, I'll have none of this until the end of the podcast when everyone's shutting
more
up.
serious
Different
Yeah, he
conversation.
sat in between 2 autistic people and was like, let me just destroy the structure of your show. And then was like, oh, they don't like this?
If Cody shows up to a place that's not already prepared for Cody to arrive, then it's sabotage.
It gets codied. Yeah.
Yes. You get some fun instead of fucking reading sports statistics off of a card that you could read off Google. Sorry. Anyways,
I told you beforehand, both of us are autistic. You can't just...
I didn't come on the podcast and start touching your ears and fucking rubbing syrup on your hands. And
you might as well.
You guys like this? Making you touch sand or whatever you freaks don't like. And fucking...
Whatever you freaks.
Yeah. This podcast sponsored by Autism Awareness.
Yeah, I'm aware that's fucking annoying.
Thanks. You know. It's a diagnosis.
Don't fucking put your head down and your tail between your legs like you and this fucking freckled fuck, and I'm a different F word, weren't busting my balls the entire time.
Oh, no shit. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. Anyways, dollhouses?
They're technically called miniatures. Dollhouses are for children. Miniatures are more dioramas of different periods of
I put guy toys in it. I put not toys.
I put like Mr. T.
I put man models in it.
Depending on like the complexity and size of those things, can't they just be sold for like a really high price?
Dude, I don't know. I'll look online and there's this one dude I follow on Instagram, and this guy will sell like a little shelf he made for like $1,000, and I'm like, who's buying it?
Yeah,
because I make better shit than you.
Someone,
and I look on Etsy and all these and I see the prices on there, but I'm like, I can't. No one's buying my shit for that much. Like I don't know how they exist.
It's because they're good at networking, and which is the part that sucks the most as a creative person. It's the shittiest fucking part of all of it. But those people that are half-ass good, but they're really good at networking, found all the dummies that'll buy their shitty shelf, and you're too busy getting good at something.
And I got too many I bounce back and forth. I'm like posting pictures of miniatures, then I'm post pictures of my ass. I don't know. Like, it's just too much random shit.
Oh, you got OnlyFans too?
Actually, no, dude, it's free, dog.
Look at those muscles. Of course he does.
He needs to do an OnlyFans where he just like starts fixing shit around the house, just in like a G-string. I bet you there's a solid market for that.
Also, Lloyd, why do all your friends have to be strong? Like, can you bring one chubby fat fuck on the show?
Just one
who's the other strong
person.
friend? I'm gonna fucking take him.
Because I'm gonna park him next to you, fucking two mollusks.
Bro, I am shredded underneath.
I know. He knows
gutters on this guy.
Cody knows he's a muscle that fell out of the shell. I just like fucking with you too.
Yeah.
So.
I hate catching myself on the camera when I rewatch my videos on YouTube because I'm always like flexing I'm like, if I turn this piece of shit bicep that doesn't have any definition to it,
you got to know your angles, man. You got to know your angles.
You keep it here.
He doesn't have any.
Yeah. And just flex for an hour straight.
It's like, I catch myself doing it all the time. I'm like, why are you flexing for a whole 2-hour podcast? You fucking phony fuck.
I noticed your elbow hasn't moved, Cody.
It can't anymore.
Or every picture now has to be my tattooed arm, like in my face, doing, look at me with my fucking stupid tattoo that I got.
I'm tattooed and I look strong.
There's shit like that I wouldn't like. It'll never enter my brain to think to do something like that. But then I hear it and I'm like, is this everyone?
Yeah, I'm insecure as shit, bitch. What do you?
This is the kind of shit like when you say it, I'm like, is this real? Like, is he fucking with me? Is it? That's my kind of tism. That's my tizzies. It's shit like that, like behavior, why people do shit. I'm 90% of the time, I'm like, sure, you can tell me some shit that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like,
you're a sociopath.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
The most fun thing in the world for them is making me tell a story, and then I don't realize how fucking
dangerous he is.
Okay, say a woman slaps you, Luke Capasso. Now, your next reaction to getting slapped is shut the fuck up. Your next reaction is
there a chance for an additional slap?
There was multiple.
She slaps you several times.
Okay, but she's still coming at me.
She hit you with the combo.
Okay, she's done, but she has hit you several times.
If she's clearly done, I think then that I might call her a bad name.
Okay.
I don't know. If she's clearly done.
She clearly was not.
And then what happens after you call her the bad name?
Okay, so she's not. Okay. We got the...
Okay, if she's not done...
Restraint, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it depends. I mean, we got... Just to say a woman is very general.
That's fine.
I know
what I'm doing.
I'm a short dude, right?
Quick answer, though. Quick, off the top of your head. What do you
I would
think?
say primarily restrained.
Cool. Okay, so that's most people's... When I asked them this question, that's what most people say. Interestingly enough, Lloyd Johnson, the floor is yours. What did you do when you were slapped by a woman?
All right, so in my defense,
did you swing on her? Honestly,
absolutely not.
This is way better.
He mollywopped her.
Oh, buddy.
I pushed her into her bedroom and broke the door handle off and burned a bunch of pictures of her grandma.
Why'd you burn the pictures of her grandma?
Because she can't get them back.
Why? So you know that she doesn't have grandma's pictures backed up, and you know you can't hit her back. So you lock her in a room.
Hold on. Do you know what I love about that, dude? That is fucking nice. Because that is you fought like a woman. You're like, I'm gonna punch you in the soul. That's what a lady would do. A lady can't physically hurt you, but they're like, I'm gonna send our sex tape to your grandma or something, just something fucked up that like it's gonna sting forever.
See, he gets my thought process. Like,
yeah,
that's
dude,
how
we've
it made
always
sense.
said that you're a bitch. So
yeah,
like,
you fought like the Mike Tyson of ladies, dude. I'm not mad at how you handled that.
yeah,
So like it was also not the first time she hit me.
yeah. I liked your big manly answer, Lloyd. The little girl's floor is yours.
What's a Molly? Would you just like mushed your face?
No, I just literally just grabbed her and pushed her in. I don't
By
know
the
what
tit.
he said. Molly
Grabbed her by the tit,
I
just
literally
picked
just
her
grabbed
up.
her by her shirt, pushed her in her room, closed the door.
Burned her pictures up.
Yeah, well,
Set 'em on
she
fire.
just showed me a bunch of pictures like
These
the
are the
time I was
ones
over
I
there
got.
before about her grandma, and I was like, you got to back all these up. And she's like, I don't even know how to do that. So
Yeah. Well,
That
not
is
too late now.
That is such a serial killer level of the fact that you were so quick to have the thought to do that. Though we've done this bit a million times on this
Respect,
podcast.
dude, I respect
A million times.
And I know you're over it, but
I
like
am.
I
it
am
was
too.
it was the fucking he's never heard it though. And
Yeah,
that's-
we're gonna have a bunch of guests.
so what?
never heard
I don't
it.
care. How about this? I don't give a fuck.
problem was I was telling the story, and they just let me go all the way to the end of it before being like, hey, you understand that's some psycho shit. And I'm like, what? It seemed like I couldn't hit her back.
For your brain to immediately hit the Rolodex and you're like, bloom, doing that on a reflex like that. I mean, they're not totally wrong. I'm not saying like, or that's.
I get it now. It was one of those things that had happened. And I was honestly just trying to relate to another story that was told. And
I
was
want to
like,
know
yeah,
what
it's
other story was told that related to.
the girl hitting him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you're like, did you burn anything that was her prized possession?
Yeah. My stories get
kinda.
darker.
All right. Okay. All right.
My stories are a little darker. I don't want to share 'em.
Again, I don't hate your response to that. I'm almost impressed how quickly you came up with it.
Well, it's like, all right, so I really wanted to hit her back. And most of my life, if I wanted to hit someone back, like, luckily I've never run across a situation where I had to hit a woman, but
There's no winning. There's no winning in
right.
that. Yeah.
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 Also, like, I always, especially when my dad was alive, I was like, he'll fucking murder me.
Yeah. And
But-
she could beat you with a golf club, and then if you even pushed her back and then she fell and hurt herself or had a bruise, you're going to jail.
Yes.
So
Or you'll just have your reputation ruined inexplicably
Yeah.
through everybody
Yeah.
without knowing the entire story. And speaking from no experience of my own, this has never happened.
yeah.
Listen to the Patreon, $5, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you.
Jesus.
So, yeah, my point was, they like when I tell stories and they just wait all the way to the end to be like, hey, you understand this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
There's no point. Like, let me stop you right there.
yeah, they're not like, hey, you're about to say something fucking crazy as
Let's
shit.
see where
Stop.
this road goes.
They're like, yeah, let's ride it out
Yeah.
to the end, and then they get a good laugh and a clip out of it, and I'm sitting here like, I thought it was.
Luke, that brings me to my next question. What's the hardest you've ever hit a woman?
I've never burnt her pictures up. Okay, the only thing I ever did that was let's see here.
This wasn't a real question, but I love that you're
no,
going
that's
for
all
it,
right.
dude.
I'm trying to think.
Let's
I've
explore this.
never hit a woman, but
He's like,
one
I punched
time,
Wendy a couple times.
yeah, I punched Wendy a couple times. No, one time, this was a lady. We had rented a hotel for a week, and we broke up on like the second day.
Dude, I'm
right?
hard already. Let's go.
And then she'd just get real belligerent, and she kept sliding into my bed. Then I'd switch over and go to the other bed, right? And then I did it like 8 or 9 times.
'Cause I only have sex with men.
I liked. That's why I decided to just like dudes, and I was disgusted by vagina.
Me too.
And then I got
Let's
angry,
kiss.
and first time I just picked her up and put her back on the other bed, and I was like, "Get off, stop doing this." And then she like jumped over real hard, and then I picked her up and I threw her back onto the other bed, but she bounced on the bed, hit the wall next to her,
no.
and then was just laying. And we were in
Was she out cold, bro?
a stone cold, dude.
Oh,
and we were
no.
in Arkansas, and
You
I was like,
slept her on the wall?
and then And I'm like trying, like I'm like splashing cold water in her face. I'm like, you're okay, baby, you're fine.
Hold on, I'm sorry. We call Lloyd a psycho so much on this podcast. Look at this man's face.
Oh, he loved
because
this story.
he's telling a story about a woman getting knocked completely unconscious.
Oh, dude,
and saying it more is making him almost have a stroke. Look at him.
It was as soon as she hit the wall, then her arms was like, it was like a you tossed a Muppet.
Ragdoll effect.
We call that going.
And then I was like,
you ragdolled her, bro.
If the cops, there's no way.
This is like a Jackass stunt.
I was like, I'm going to jail for a long time. So like, you're gonna walk in here, they're like a dude that looks like a Mexican, and this white lady's past dead on the floor. It's over. Oh, it's good. I was like, in my head, I was like, she needs to wake up, or I have to get rid of a body because there's no way I can.
Yeah.
But then she came to, and I was like, oh, you fell off the bed. And she's like, I think you threw.
She's like, I forgot how to cursive.
Yeah. But we're friends now. It was just a heated evening, but you know.
Words smell funny. They sure do, sweetie.
She wasn't consenting to my sleeping arrangement, so that's,
Listen, you were trying.
She wasn't consenting to her sleeping arrangement either.
Yeah.
Seems like it was involuntary. Yeah, hell yeah.
I wasn't anticipating the Red Roof Inn's bed being as bouncy as it was.
Dude, I slept at a Red Roof Inn recently for my cousin's wedding, and it was a piece of shit. How was yours?
Oh, it was amazingly piece of shit.
Let's go gnarly hotels. This is a great topic. Let's for sure. No, I've got some fucking weird hotel stories.
Because you worked at one.
I worked at one for years. Yeah, dude. Keep going. Sorry.
No, I want to hear about working at. How many? Okay, you worked at a hotel.
Yeah, interview me. I like this.
Yeah,
Narcissism podcast.
No, I really like. Okay, I used to occasionally, like when the RV messed up for a while, I used to stay in this Miller Lane's, this north of Dayton, shitty hotel row.
Oh, I worked at the shittiest Extended Stay America on Sharonville Road,
and there are always just a lot of ladies hanging out.
Yeah,
and how much of it do they ever like slide you money so that they could peddle their wares
all the time? If you're working night laundry, which night laundry is basically front desk plus you do the laundry at nighttime.
Yeah,
it's exactly what it sounds like. But the only people that walk in are people that are like on the run from the cops, so people fucking hookers coming in, people trying to sell fucking crack. I mean, just the weirdest of the scummiest of the fucking most dangerous people are coming in at 2 in the morning in Sharonville Road and shit like that to go to because it's across the street from Cocoa Keys. So anybody with any respect is across the street. It's not like this is the only option in town. It's the fucking. It's not the worst.
It's the last,
but it's the second to worst option in fucking town. We got a kitchen as their selling point, so you can fucking boil up crack in the kitchen and sell that on the go, right? So,
that's smart.
Yeah, dude, hookers all the time would slide you money to like because you're supposed to write down how many people are there, and I would always fucking ask them because the first time that I inadvertently, because I'm 19 working there, I didn't know that this is like I get a little side hustle going on and shit like that, and fucking the first time I got a tip, like don't tell them that I was like, oh, okay, all right, $20. So every time that there's obviously a hooker sneaking somebody in, how many people are with you? And she's like, fucking slide me money to keep my mouth shut. And I'm like, there's virtually nothing I could do at all except for write another name on that, and it would charge you more. But you're paying in cash. There's no way for me to. We wouldn't even have. That's how fucking scumbaggy this was. You're supposed to have a credit card for incidentals. Not at nighttime. Not at 3 in the morning. The most likely people to fucking burn the whole entire complex down, hitting a fucking chicken bone in the middle of the night. Yeah, we're not gonna ask them for credit cards because we want the money.
Yeah.
So I got a little 20-piece every time that these fucking hookers would come in there and shit like that. My buddy Dan, we had him on the podcast once. He worked there too.
They're ladies of the night.
Sex workers.
No, he inadvertently became a pimp. Yeah. Because he realized that while he was working there doing night laundry, he started talking to this girl that was obviously a prostitute, but Dan's fucking retarded. So
lady of the night.
It's the only way that he wouldn't know that she's a prostitute, right? So he's sorry, R word, my bad. I know, I should stop saying it, but I can't. I'm a fucking idiot. Anyways, so she
a lot of problems with that. Sex worker, mentally handicapped. What else? No, that's all I got.
Oh, good, because an N-word's right around the corner. Kidding.
So,
but
I know I just talked about throwing a woman across the room, but I really think you're problematic. No.
You wouldn't be wrong. Yeah. You wouldn't be wrong to have that thought, and you wouldn't be the first.
What's the
Let's talk about we glazed. Is this? Yeah.
Yeah, it's real dark.
I should have listened to some of these episodes before I came on.
Yeah, well, I don't know. What are you supposed to do?
What can
you do? Sorry. Oh, it got real dark. Anyways, my friend inadvertently became a prostitute, or not a prostitute. That'd be fucked up.
Entrepreneur.
Whoops, I became a prostitute on accident.
A manager of sorts.
A manager of sex workers. Is that the OnlyFans approved way of saying it?
Yeah, I think that'll be
All right.
sure.
My friend became an accidental
talent manager.
Yeah, there you go.
He became a talent manager, and he was driving this heroin addict broad to go and fuck other dope fiends and all this crazy
he went
shit.
next level. He's like giving her rides and stuff.
Yeah, he gave her a ride, and then she paid him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a pimp," and he was like, "Sick, dude," and just started doing it like all the time. He was like, "Oh, whoops, I didn't even know." He was like, and I had to stop because she left a full hypodermic needle full of fucking melted down black tar heroin in my car, and I was like, "All right, man, that's a good reason to stop, Dan."
How do
Him
you
and Cody
just
have been friends ever since.
Yeah.
How do you forget about that? How do you go
What a
through
sloppy-
the whole
yeah,
process?
yeah.
Like
I think,
you got it on the spoon, you melted it down, you extract, and you're just like, I'm gonna leave this.
I love
think
that she had
that's-
one ready to go.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it just got
loaded
one.
him
Yeah.
up.
I think the evidence left behind is, part of she did the heroin, and then you forget, because that's what you do when you're on heroin, is you forget things. And
Yeah, but you're supposed to do all the heroin.
That's
Yeah,
the
you're
good
supposed
part
to
about
do-
it is you get to forget things.
Yeah,
That's
do
why-
it to
that's
forget
the
about
plus.
it.
every day's a new day. You get to
You don't
meet
leave it.
people.
Doesn't black tar turn back into tar inside the needle?
Don't worry about it.
Aren't you
Cody.
supposed to get it right back? I've never done heroin, but aren't you supposed to get it
Not
right
yet.
into the veins?
You'll get there.
Yeah, one day. I mean, I've always wanted to try it, but not.
As the
Yeah,
legend.
you want to
soon.
keep it up, a little bit of water, put a cotton swab in there.
Have you
so
done
that way
heroin?
No, I've not done
They
heroin.
actually no. It's interesting. They don't use cotton swabs because they're heroin addicts. They use the cigarette filters.
Yeah.
and usually smoked cigarette filters and shit like that. And then you'll get something
Still
called
works.
cotton vein, right, where a little piece of it gets stuck in the needle, and that gets trapped in your vein. A vein collapses, and then you get sepsis inside your arm. And they have to cut your arm off. Requiem for a Dream taught me that, and then our friend Randy taught me that, and then he killed himself.
Cool.
Yeah, a little couple fun
This is
facts
a dark
about me.
podcast.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a lot.
Yeah.
Like the first time I was on, I came out swinging, like, because I was in a bad mood and weird fucking day. But I came out and I don't remember which one I led with, but we went through like my brother's suicide, my dad's suicide, my best friend murdering my other best friend, like just on the top of the podcast, and I'm sitting there like, this is fine, right?
No, we were trading these stories back and forth, and you were sitting there loving it the whole
It
time.
was a good time.
That's why you're the host.
That's what I'm saying.
now.
It went over it went over well. I was
Yes. I hope you're comfortable with the darkness. This is
This is
is
very
where we live.
therapeutic, dude. I like it. Yeah.
yeah. You got any drug addict friends, like hardcore drug users?
Like
He's a
actually
comedian.
like we're close.
Yeah.
Actually, it kind of really blurs the line between like functional users and hard. I would say, yes.
Yeah. I would.
Loads alcoholics. I know loads alcoholics. I know a few
Hello.
heroin addicts. Functioning heroin addicts.
Functioning? Tell
Yeah.
me about those
He's from
guys.
Dayton.
No names. No names.
Yeah, Dayton, we can handle our shit out there, dude. Not like us, a lot of people.
Yeah, between
I lived up there
heroin
for a
and
while.
Yeah, we know
heroin
what
and
we know.
motorcycle gangs.
Yeah, we
Dayton's got
we
it
know what
going
we're doing
on.
out there. No, like quite a few in like Yellow Springs that they're like functioning addicts.
What a fucking hilarious place to have a functional heroin addict, like hippie heroin addicts that are
You've
just
never
like,
been to Yellow Springs for real?
Yeah, oh yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
I
Yeah,
used to go hang out there on my days off because I lived in Xenia for a while,
yeah.
and I didn't like Xenia,
No, it's not.
and I got very bored in the house by myself, like on days off. So I would just go to Yellow Springs and walk around. Like I became friends with like Dave Chappelle's sister, kind of, without knowing that that's who it was.
We had one conversation at a donut shop. I wouldn't consider you guys friends now.
We had a bunch of conversations in a coffee shop. I'm saying that before I knew who she was.
I would.
Yeah.
By the way, I wasn't that
Yeah.
far off from where they met. They sell donuts there too.
No, they don't. But
Hey, I fuck up some donuts right now.
Good input.
White Luke is real high.
Yeah.
Pale Luke is real high.
Pale Luke, I like that.
But no, like I was just commenting on how weird it is to be in Yellow Springs. Like just this random person that I would talk with when I would hang out on my days
Yeah.
off. Also, just happened to be one of the days she didn't have her kids, and she would always go down to the coffee shop and then over to the bookstore and blah blah.
Yeah.
It's
She
like
walks.
this person, this person that I just like.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot of
conversations
like a lot of family that sort of lives there. Like his one of his kids went to high school with my son. Like they graduated together. Like yeah.
Oh wow.
How does functional heroin addiction work?
Same way any functional addiction, where basically it becomes like medicine to them. Like they can't function without it. They just do it. And then,
Heroin's a wild one though, because it puts you to sleep. So I'm like, the
Not
idea
after a
of
while. You
But
get-
also, like visually, don't they look like they're falling apart? at all?
I mean,
If you
yes
can't
and
control
no.
your
I
shit.
mean, this is Ohio, dude. What's everybody look like, dude? You know, like I mean, how great,
Masses.
yeah. How great's everybody look?
Look at me. I'm not on heroin, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't be shocked if I told you that I was. Like everybody kind of looks
you've
like they
fallen
might.
asleep on podcasts.
Yeah, dude.
It's been a long time though.
I'm
You've
just saying.
nodded out on
That's the thing
podcasts,
that
and you
That
just
was
smoke
during
weed
the Patrick era.
with quality shit like what him and Gabe are doing right now. I don't understand how you would have fallen asleep with anything that he brought to the show.
I used to defend myself by saying the guests were boring.
Really, he just got high as fuck and passed out in the corner.
No, I always fessed up to that. But yeah, they were boring.
But then
You
it's
know,
your
fell
job to
asleep.
save the podcast.
Yeah.
And I say that, but we've had Neighborhood Hill on, so anyways.
Yeah, that was
That
you.
was bad.
Cody went on a.
Anyways, let's not disparage comedians.
Yeah, I was gonna
Is
say.
he though?
Yeah,
don't
he
think
is.
so.
He's a comic. He's a good guy.
All right.
But yeah, just
Sure.
not prepped for podcast.
Comedy.
I think he said it was the first podcast
I hate that I
he'd
brought
ever
it
done.
up. I don't like that we're doing this.
But no, he was drunk
Try to
booking
shit on
random
me, I'll
people.
fucking shit on you,
right.
baby.
Like he would go to a comedy show over a Chameleon, and then just after everybody went up on stage, he'd be like, he'd be hammered.
Just filled the schedule up.
And like some of them were great. Like he booked Phil Pointer, which I was gonna have on anyway.
Yeah.
But we had all we were like, oh, the schedule's all the way out to this far, so we're not gonna book anybody. And then we just get like 4 messages from him, like I booked this person, this person, this person, this person for these dates.
But in fairness, not all of them sucked. Right?
No, that's
there
what
was
I'm
like
saying.
one that did. There was one that sucked, and then I had 4 bookings. And also, that's what we just did when we went to Chameleon. It was like, yeah, we just got Luke, we just got Hannah, we just got all
yeah,
these
but I
people.
wasn't hammered and just like guessing. They're people I know.
You're a functional
And-
alcoholic. You're always hammered. What
I
are you
think his
talking
point
about?
was the group effort.
Yeah.
Like when I booked him, I was like, you guys will dig this. It was at the Super Bowl thing.
What did you fucking
It
just
is
do?
not
Did
worth
we
it.
address this? What happened? It's
just-
not worth it. That's
I got eyes on it.
that's
There
a
you go.
part of your mic. It's so
yeah,
worth
but
it.
I saw what part
It's
it
not
is.
worth it. The
It's
whole
not
mic
really
falls
worth
over
it.
and just ruin the production. And you're
It's
like,
fine.
it's not worth it to fix.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Of course it's worth it.
He found a reason to berate you.
All right.
Yeah, so shut your fat fucking mouth and let
Oh.
me finish the story.
Oh, okay. after all the guff giving, this guy showed up with a guffle bag to give me as soon as I got here. Now we're on the mic and Cody can't give no
RJ.
guffs.
Will make
RJ
me want to
Guffin
kill
stuff.
myself.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Yeah. Wait, guff and stuff? I like that. It was a sleeper cell. It was
Yeah.
in the background. Little sniper shot situation going on.
See, he was in the military.
Yeah. Yeah, no one to take
He
that
killed
shot.
people for a living.
What's the coolest
For
plane you
fun.
flew? What's the coolest plane or helicopter? Did you do this shit? Were you able to fly them? Just because you're in the Air
No,
Force doesn't mean you
no,
fly them.
I was enlisted. Like that's an officer thing, but for most of the, no, I was like civil engineering. So
Were you up in the skies ever though? Like outside of like some
we
commercial
flew
flights?
United.
Yeah. Outside of commercial flights, I mean.
Outside of commercial, actually, the very few. I was in amazingly for the Air Force, is very little time in an airplane. The most was like I was in Qatar for a while, which is like a little tiny country off Saudi Arabia. But when we'd have to go to different spots to like pick up equipment, take places, we'd sort of sit on a flight line, and they'd be like a C-131. That's like the plane where like the ass opens up and you see shit drive
Dude,
out
I
of
play
it.
Call of Duty.
You know what the deal is. And then we'd just kind of sort of hitch a ride, and then we'd go wherever and get pipes or wood or whatever and bring it back somewhere else. It was an amazing amount of freedom for someone who was like a group of dudes who the oldest one of us like 25. Like we're just allowed to just get on planes and go to other countries and then drive around looking for shit. It was like we should have been way more crooked
This
than
might-
we were.
Okay, so this is a good setup. And
You should have been, or you
We
could
should
have been.
I like definitely should have been.
do you feel like you didn't exploit enough people?
Jesus, I absolutely not, dude. I could have just went somewhere and been like, oh, we couldn't find a ride back, and we just sit somewhere on a beach for 3 weeks. There's the amount of shit we could have done.
Yeah. This guy's annoying me at the bar. Just shoot him 130
or
times
I'll
in
go
the face.
somewhere. I'll get
they
a
don't
bunch,
even have internet here.
get a bunch of hashish, bring it to this other base, sell it. Who knew? I could have had a whole sort of thing going on, but I just did not. I think you just had the fear in you when you're in. Like,
Are you a
all the-
hooker's guy, or have you-
Opportunities missed.
Oh my god, the miss.
Have you ever been a hooker's guy? Because isn't that like sex work's got
Have
to
you
be?
ever seen me at your hotel?
Never.
No.
But you're
Actually,
dating.
the
You're not
entire
local.
time I was in the military was a happily married man, so I never. I went to one dirty massage place when I was in, and by dirty, I don't mean like the. I mean like the actual.
Physical state of the-
needed cleaned, like, but they just put curtains up in between us. But it was you could hear everything. This was in Qatar,
Nice.
and you could hear everything happening.
Yeah.
It was very hard.
Did you save that for the spank bank though? Like just dudes moaning and
Dude,
just jerk
it
off
was
to
it was
later in the
real hard
hotel?
to concentrate on what I was where I was trying to go with it. But yeah, no, I mean I'm not opposed to prostitutes, and I leave that open.
Did you have
to
some
have
homies?
a lot of sex with prostitutes in my golden years.
Yeah, me too.
Without a doubt. That's what I'm building this nest egg for.
Heroin and prostitutes, naturally.
Absolutely, dude.
What else are we
Yeah.
saving up for?
Yeah, yeah.
Was there any homies that were into prostitution there? Was it like without selling your brothers out?
No, believe it or not, the Middle East is not the prime location for good prostitution.
Yeah.
It's very yeah.
It would
I
seem
know
like
a guy who
Muslims are
got
funny
quite
like
a
that.
few in Abu Dhabi.
Well, okay,
That's a little different.
We're like Doha was
a little
one,
different.
and Kuwait's kind of like this. Bahrain's kind of like that. You can't buy booze anywhere, but you can buy booze at hotels, bars, and you can, if you're a foreign national living there, you can buy a bottle. But you go to the hotel where there's like a bar where actually it's weird because like a Qatari could not go in and drink in the hotel.
Yeah.
It's only for foreigners who drink. But there'll be a lot of like Filipino prostitutes in there and all. Like there's prostitutes. I mean it's available.
is the alcohol thing a Sharia law thing, or am I just a fucking idiot?
No, I mean it's
Most
same
Muslims don't drink.
Same
I
way
know,
you
but-
can't buy booze in Utah. Like they're like.
So it's a Christian thing for the Utah.
Yeah, but I mean for them, yeah, like they're not supposed to be drinking and
Yeah.
doing.
because
Yeah.
they're dorks. Yeah, I get it.
It's dumb. But I mean they still drink, like, and they still drink and they do all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be gay.
Is it like
but they're
SLC
also
Punk where they're
amazingly
going to
gay.
Wyoming to go get alcohol? Like, do they do that and fucking?
Yeah,
like,
they do that. Even
across
like
the border to go get some booze or moonshine in
you
their
would
backyard.
see Saudi women at the border would stop the car, have their driver get out, someone else would pick them up, take them back to Saudi Arabia so they could drive their car and they take all their shit off so they can or like their burqa so they could they drive it to another country so they could live your life really. But
What's the wildest shit that you encountered over there, or the craziest story off the top of your dome piece?
I probably won't go into like
You don't have to make it dark or anything weird.
yeah,
Just
no,
like something that
alright.
stands out.
It's a pretty broad question.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's traveled the world, so I mean, I know there's something
trying
here.
to think,
I
what's
talked to my
crazy?
grandpa that was in the Air Force, and right when the Air Force started, right when it was still the Army, right before that, and then it turned into the Air Force. He was in it
I'll give
middle
you
of
one.
that.
I'll give you one. All right, this was in this place called Asalea. Right, it was a little weirdly enough, like we contract everything out. Like the U.S. military trains all these people to do stuff, but then we just pay contractors to do it. And sometimes it'll be like contractors in other countries, and the perimeter security was all these Nepalis, right?
Why'd you say it like that? All these fucking Nepalis.
No, it was weird that you have American military base with U.S. military on it, but we're paying. You wouldn't think the Nepalis are involved in the war in Iraq. Like you would think, like, what's your involvement? It's just a company we paid.
Right.
No. What? Most of them are really cool dudes. And we used
I'm breaking your balls.
yeah.
that's all.
No, I
Sorry.
hate the Nepalis. Don't get me wrong. They're disgusting.
Dude, I work with a bunch of them at my warehouse, and they can't drive a goddamn forklift.
Let me find them, dude. I will. Yeah.
Couldn't wait to get in
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah.
I'm on a
Fuck
poly
these
hatred.
ones.
What a specific kind
Dude, they don't know how to drive forklifts.
If you're racist against Nepali
Non-forklift
people,
driving Nepalis, dude. That's
the name of the episode. The
Yeah.
Lukes hate Nepalis.
Yeah.
what a specific factory worker, military kind of racism to hate Nepali people.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even make the top 10 for me. Come
But
on.
no, okay, I will tell you this. Actually, a lot of them we were, got along with really well. We were really cool with.
but they all smell bad.
No, there's because there's also they called TCNs, third country nationals, which were just dudes who like clean toilets, did whatever, and there were a lot of Nepalis there as well. But they're like Jordanians, Filipinos, people from all over the place, right? And this one Nepali dude that like part of my job as an engineer is like sometimes we built stuff, but a lot of times we would sit there and just watch other dudes build stuff. And one of the guys is a Nepali guy, and he was like, it was like he was itching all the time. So then one night when I was off, I got some cortisone from the BX, which is like our sort of Walmart on base. And I was like, dude, put this on. I'm sick of watching you itch yourself. And this guy forever would just follow me around like, thank you.
Oh,
Thank
God.
Like that's the only word he could say.
He's been jacking off with it. Why are you still itchy,
No,
bro?
he's just like, man, those so usually like we're really mean to him, which I mean, it is like, it feels like you're watching slaves. Like I felt like most time, like I was some Roman just whipping people in the hot sun to work. It's what I felt like I was doing. Like
you guys are singing "Sweet Little Chariot."
But he was
doing hymnals?
Nepali dude. And then when we were talking to the one guy's like doing security gate, and I was like, oh, I know another Nepali dude over. I don't know if you guys, because he's like, we have this Nepali like that in Qatar. You'd have like these little blocks, like big walls, so you could act like yourselves inside of it, and they can't see you, so you don't need like women don't want to cover up and all sort of stuff. I was like, is so and so live there? And he's like, he's from the mountains.
Oh.
And I was like, what?
Oh, no.
And he's like, yeah, they're real little. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, he's like, I didn't realize this sort of inter-Nepali racism.
I love oddly specific racism.
He got real mad that I'd even tell him that they were like that they were from the same place.
So
like,
you refer to them as people?
We are not.
Like, is there like a city part of Nepal, and then there's the mountain people Nepal? Like I know there's mountain people Nepal, but
like there's
they're
like
all mountain people. What do you mean?
No, there's
that's
no, there's not, dude.
All
There's
the ones
like
that I grew up with were sorry.
the ones that they were like, yeah, that's what you said. There's mountain, but there's like one area that's not.
so there is.
Yeah, but these dudes were all tall. Like all the security guards were like real tall, and they sort of looked like Indian dudes. I don't know how to like say, like they look like they could be from India or whatever.
There's a bunch of dudes that used to live down in Lapland that went to Korean high school. So they do.
But like, yeah, they almost look like Sikhs, you know, like the Indian, like the huge Indian dudes. But this guy looked like Yoda, dude, little mountain guy. Like you ever watch like when they're like climbing Mount Everest and they have Sherpas, they look like little tiny dudes, and that's what this dude looked like. But anyway, tall guy, racist guy. He takes me and another dude out because we were talking shit this whole time, like for a couple months, and he's like, "You got to come over and drink with us and hang out with us." And then we're like, usually it worked out pretty well. Like we went forever. Like the Filipinos compound was the shit, dude. Like they made a bowling alley out of plywood. They had like a band. It was like a full like have horns and shit, and they'd play shitty versions like American classic rock and like bathtub gin. Dude, it was fun, dude. It was a fun place to hang out. And
they're the dirty-footed hillbillies of the.
Oh, dude!
Yeah, those are my people. Let's hang out,
man. And it's like there's Filipinos in every country I've ever went to, and they've always been cool. That's the most pro-racism I've ever had. But I was like, man, you all fucking party, dude. You're like they're just smiling and whatever. But anyway, we go to the Nepali dude's place. One like you go into a place and you're trying to be rude, but it was like. Fucking cockroaches like everywhere. I had to like tuck my pants into my socks just in case they weren't going up my pants leg. And me and my buddy are drinking, but then he looks at me, he's like, "How much have you drank?" And I was like, "Well, I had like a few drinks." And then he's like, "Cause I am like fucked up." And I was like, "Dude, I'm really fucked up too." Like
they're drinking pool cleaner, right? It's something crazy.
I think the motherfucker drugged us.
Ooh, no.
And then so we're both like, we got, and he kept being like. The dude's like, no, stay.
Is this Itchy guy that drugged you?
No, Itchy dude. This is the security guy.
Okay,
like he was prior Nepali military, and then like we were in there, and it was all of a sudden it was like I was tripping my balls off, dude. Because he was just talking to me. I was like, damn, it crept up kind of slow, but it was only like as soon as he said like, how fucked up are you? Look over, and he's like just a mash of blur, right? And then the guy's like, don't go, and the dude's behind me. He's like. We have to go. Like, we can't be here. So then the guy kept trying to stop us. And then we just sort of shoved him into the corner and then basically both fell down the stairs. It was like this upstairs apartment thing. And we had these Suburbans that we were allowed to drive around and pick up equipment with. We drove back like, dude, it probably took, I don't know, it was like some fear. We should have gotten pulled over, dude. We were like all over the fucking road. But I'm like, I'm not getting back to the base.
Yeah, I mean it's not rare at all like for military guys to go to a bar off base somewhere and people just they assume everyone just got their check and they're going out to party. So like drug them and
rob
shit.
them. Yeah.
No, it's okay, it's either that
or they were going to diddle them.
Yeah, there's also a lot of like
repressed homosexuality because they can't
it's pretty open, dude. Like
they're able to be open about it.
The Middle East is weirdly like The saying for a lot of them was like, dudes are for pleasure, women are for babies. Yeah. Like it was like,
whoa, really?
Yeah, a lot of them are straight.
Well, there's a guy at my warehouse who said he was in the Navy, and he said on a ship, it was on a certain day. I don't remember what it was, but on a certain day, on a part of the ship, it was where all the dudes would get together to basically have a fuck fest.
Yeah,
but it was like once a week, and it was that. Yeah, and that's. So some friends of mine were stationed in South America, and one of them straight up got like scopolamine, like the zombie drug or whatever.
Blow the dust in your face and take your whole bank account.
But he was the first one there, and all of his buddies came in after, like, hey, you're not speaking English anymore, and you don't know any other languages.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like they had to tell him all this shit later, but like it literally when they got him back to the doc took fucking blood and everything. It was like, oh yeah, they were trying to fucking rob you and or murder you.
Holy shit.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
I'll close with this question, Luke, before we go to our Patreon. What's your least favorite race of people?
Aside from the mountain people and the guy that tried to rape me.
It's got to be white, right?
Race of people.
Dude, whites are the worst.
No, I don't like white people very much.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I don't, it depends on what it's situational.
That's
like,
situational. That's a
yeah.
quote. You can stick that on the back
Yeah.
of your bumpers,
Yeah,
fellas.
depends on where we're at and what's
Luke
happening.
Capasso, put your
You'll think
stamp.
like, I hope a bunch of Puerto Ricans don't show up right now because they're not going to be able to handle this kids' party at all. Like, it just depends on what the situation is.
I don't want to be in a knife fight at an 8-year-old's
Yeah.
birthday party.
Yeah. Like, if I had to get a roof done, it was like a bunch of black dudes showed up. I'll be like, wrong. This is not. This ain't right. Yeah. So it just depends.
He can say that he's got roofer skin.
Yeah. I know how to roof. So.
I know my way around tile.
If you guys want to hear the rest of this fucking silly ass conversation, wait, do you have another hour in you? I understand if not, but we're doing another hour on our Patreon.
Don't put this on me. It's your podcast, man.
We're doing an hour normal.
Do we have an hour of
Patreon.
questions for you is the real question. Yeah, we're going to, if you guys want to hear the rest of us on Patreon, go to patreon.com/SebastianSermon. $5 a month gets you all of our content. There's hundreds of hours of shit. You get the free episodes a day early, so instead of Sunday, you get them on Saturday, and a bonus episode every week on top of Bastard LLCs, which is our movie companion podcast, and every once in a while, we do something else. Luke might be doing a Nerdcast, or I might be doing a Huckers Fuckers.
I scheduled my first Nerdcast for next Saturday, so like 2 weeks from now.
And he's got a fun new sponsor from Potentially. And
Potentially. I'm
Talk about
excited
that when
for
it
it.
happens.
yeah, we'll talk about when it happens. All right, go ahead. Read the reads, motherfucker.
First, I want to say, sorry, Clint. I forgot it last week, so we're going to start it off with your read. On the 22nd of April, the Black Collar Collective and friends are teaming up for a 54-hour charity raid train on twitch.com for AIM. AIM, or AIM, is finding and funding the most promising youth mental health research in the world. In support of that, we are raising funds to help support a movement devoted to the mental health of children, teens, and young adults. Even if you are not able to donate, come hang out with some incredible people and support a great cause. For more information on AIM, go to aimymh.org. Also, if you
can you
go
spell where they go? Because you kind of rolled
aimymh.org.
who to follow, who to look at, his thing.
Yeah, I was getting to that. If you go to Crunch Bite Gaming at twitch.tv.com /Crunch Bite Gaming at Sunday at 6 p.m., you will get a free spicy bamboozle.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I had to ask him what the fuck that was. So there's this thing
$15 at that hotel you
that's
used to work
got.
at?
That's what's growing on the side of my deck right now. A little spicy bamboozle.
It's got so it's a giant 5 insanely hot flavors of jelly beans.
I legit thought he was going to say 5.5-inch penis, and I was like, can we calm down with the real size?
So I guess if you show up during his spot, you'll do a digital spin on the wheel, and he will eat the jelly bean of the desired spiciness that you picked out.
Clint's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Go
Go support him in the Black Collar Collective.
All Clint does-
Twitch.tv /Crunchbite Gaming.
Just a little extra for Clint. All that dude does is if he knows that you're making creative shit,
Supports
he
it.
follows you, he likes your shit, he does everything that you want people to do all the time, constantly. Nothing but love for that guy. I mean, he buys art. He buys art when he barely has the money to do it. He's a fucking supportive dude, like monetarily. He's a supportive dude and likes and prayers and all that shit. He's a great guy, and he's Luke's cousin. Go fucking support him.
Yeah, fuck me if I want him to repeat the thing a couple of times and trying to be nice.
Oh, you fucking sensitive fuck.
Yeah, so get over it. If you
Cry yourself to sleep tonight. Dude, he waited that whole time to get that out. Oh my god, dude.
right.
Can we get him a Midol,
I
please?
heard you. I felt that.
I'm just trying to be nice.
Yeah, I was just getting to it anyways. You just like Cody interrupted. So if you so say It's 3:38 p.m. and you just got off work, right? You just slid over to your sleazy friend's house and you just bought a bag of weed. You're looking to spice up your evening. You're gonna want to.
Is this the Scarlet's Making Vape Shop?
To Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop and pick up some of your very necessary items to blow down that smokage. You're gonna need one of their grav pipes. You're gonna need one of their water bowls. You're going to need possibly a vaporizer because they've got them. They also have cones, papers. They've got your lighters. They've got them all. If you need kratom, perhaps you're trying to use that shit to fall asleep or in Mommon Street, Newport, Kentucky, 41071. And the other one is at 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45249. And lastly, we are sponsored by banginsnacks.net. If you guys are trying to fuck up some snacks from some delicious treats from around the world, you want to hit up banginsnacks.net because they've got it all. They've got snacks from fucking Korea, both north and south. Bro, they've got an in North. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. They've also got snacks from Belgium and Japan. They've got all sorts of Fanta drinks right now. They have wrap snacks. Trying to fuck up some barbecuing with my honey with a dab of ranch with the Migos. You fucking head on over to banginsnacks.net and use promo code BASTARD or BASTARDS to get 15%.
To plug anything now that they've burnt.
I guess watch my video. I guess.
Do you have any social media stuff you want people to follow? YouTube,
Luke Capasso on YouTube or on the. I got a Facebook fan page where I put videos as well. I'm at Gutty's Comedy Club in Indianapolis on the 22nd, 23rd. That's all. I didn't really come prepared to do.
Dude, thank you for coming on. We really fucking appreciate it.
My pleasure.
It's been a lot of fun talking.
It's a very incriminating podcast for me, and I like that. I like to know that that's out there. So.
Yeah, and check out "Fuck You, We Like the Bengals." You've heard it. It's fine. We're
That's
past
a
the point where
podcast.
anyone's listening to it.
Join us on the Patreon.